Yeah, what a view. It's been a bit of a slog up, as it usually is, not too far up from Crickhill. Back on Table Mountain. What a lovely place. This time with the Hedley Thorne. I'll introduce you to him in a minute. We've arrived now up on Table Mountain here. We've had a slow wander up. We've had a couple of turbo pints. Was it a couple? Let's not go there. At least we've had a couple of turbo pints in the Bull Hotel. What a lovely place. Reverend James, if you saw that at the beginning of the clip. It's nice to be out. It's nice to be here again, and it's nice to do a wander on the hilltops with Hedley Thorne. The reason for the outing today will become apparent a bit later on. Hi, I'm Warren Brandon. Welcome to another Linleys video. I'm not sure Table Mountain quite gets to that category of being a mountain, but since the name gives it away, Table Mountain, just north of Crickhill, I claim this to be a mountain. So I'm on top of the world again this evening. I'm out with Hedley Thorne. Now, Hedley and he invited me onto a podcast a couple of months ago. That was good fun. I don't know whether you've seen that video. It's on podcast channels as well. And then some weeks later, he and Sam Walks a Lot, we ventured up onto the top of Table Mountain here. And we also pushed onto the top of Pen Caddick Calc. I still can't say that properly. That was another adventure. While we were out, Hedley was saying need to do a wild camp, and kind of the conversation went around, why not I lead a wild camp for Hedley? He hasn't been out in his sort of adult, he's looking at me, in his adult kind of time, proper kind of wild camping. I'm not sure this is mega proper wild camping. It's summertime, it's on a lovely grassy ledge, but of course it's wild camping. So the conversation went around, Warren will help Hedley on a wild camp. I thought it was the least I could do. So we are enjoying an adventure. So let me introduce you to him again properly. Always kind of begins with a laugh.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, we've done well, and I think we're not going to be disturbed.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a first one for Hedley.
It's just amazing to just have the tent here with these views all the way around. Oh, it's just brilliant.
We're lucky. We're lucky.
Very lucky.
Yeah, the sun's just dipping down. You've got yourself a new tent as well.
I have.
Let's look at Hedley's tent.
Inside.
He's very proud of his tent. Quite rightly so, actually. Yep. So what do we got? You got
so this is the Fjallraven Abisko Light 1. And,
it's a good tent.
I can't wait to
no
get tucked up in it tonight.
Looking robust.
It's looking robust, isn't it?
And I think you've got a lot of porch space as well.
I have, and you can adjust it as well, so you can make it bigger.
It's good.
But yeah, no, it's wonderful.
I'll have to check out the spec.
Yeah, check out the spec.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
well, we've done well. We had a quick couple of turbo pints.
We did.
And we're here. So I think food is. We've had a hot chocolate,
isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
it
getting
really.
there.
Yeah. Hedley's got a dehydrating meal, dehydrating meal to enjoy.
I'm not a proper cook like you.
No, we'll get there. Yeah, no, I'm not a proper cook either, am I? Obviously, my wife will confirm that.
Mine definitely will.
Yeah, looking good. Oh, nice tent.
Thank you.
It's the first one I've seen.
Yeah.
Actually, so yeah, it's good.
No, it's looking good.
And we haven't cracked a beer up here.
No,
so
we haven't. Not up
well.
here. We haven't. No. I want too many because the edge is a bit.
The edge. Yeah, you are on the precipice here. Yeah,
kind
it's
of
good.
On the precipice.
Yeah. The light's dipping down, and of course we got
Penny van
over there in the light
behind it as well. Yes.
It's good. Right, I'm going to hunker down inside my tent because the temperature is dropping. This is the middle of June, would you believe? And it's cold. It's time for getting some food on, and I'll let me share with you what I got for dinner this evening. If you've been following my channel at all over the last few years, you'll know that I kind of do a combo of bits. Slightly different tonight, inspired by a book that I was given for a birthday present a year or two back. So here we go with what I got tonight. Well, corned beef is the centerpiece. Now that's a chunk of corned beef. I've just taken half of a tin. I didn't carry the whole tin. It would have been too much anyway. So a chunk of corned beef. You'll see what I do that in a little while. I've got some potatoes. They'll be chopped up, and I'm going to make it like a corned beef hash with the corned beef and diced potatoes. To go with that, I'm going to chuck a couple of eggs in. I've got an idea for that. Who knows if it's going to work? But to go with a bit of a combo, I've got some red pepper, mushrooms, and these green little sugar snappy things. Just also, I've got some naan bread. I'm not sure naan bread completely goes, but I just thought I'd just add that as well. And you won't be surprised to see that I've got some custard and these apple crumbles. Well, they're really apple pies, aren't they? But look at them. That's completely squashed and mullered in my bag. So yeah, back to the idea of apple crumbles. And I got the old porridge pot for breakfast. I think it's probably about time I got on with that, so let's get to work with some of the chopping done first.
My little setup. Yeah, wow, that looks good. Is it that time, Warren?
Corned beef hash.
Is it time?
Yes,
it is, isn't it? Yes. So, ready? On three.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, nice one.
Cheers.
We're good.
Lovely.
Yeah, I got my food underway. You got your
Mine's
water
going
on?
to be ready in a minute.
Oh,
it's
it is.
nearly done. Yes.
Yeah, nice, good.
Yes. Good. That's good.
Oh, you've
That's
got our speckled hen.
Yeah. So actually,
we like a speckled hen.
Camp Life Bushcraft Dan. I love your
Dan, yes.
Yeah, you're Dan. Love your videos, love your personality. Yeah. But I will say, controversial.
Oh, what's coming
Warren,
now?
Warren's got better taste in beer.
Oh,
there, I've said it. I'm off.
Oh, Dan, oh dear. Cheers. Well, I'm on the Hobgoblin, Dan. I think you recognise the Hobgoblin. Cheers, Dan. Well, this is a bit of a feast. I've got a whole plate full. Oh, good. Corned beef hash with some eggs, a couple of eggs, and a whole load of veg. That's a real meal. Now I've got naan bread as well, but it's cold. Let's have a go. bear with me a little while I eat this. I'll get back to you in a bit. Gorgeous light. Can I join you for a bit?
Oh,
you got your beer with you?
I do.
You do?
Of course, yes. Anyway.
I've sat here before. Here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow.
Quick Hell. The light's just going, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous pink.
It's pink and the valley looks so big from this light. I know it's something strange about it. It's sort of
it's a gorgeous
big.
view.
As it gets darker, it seems to look bigger.
Yeah. And we're after the kind of golden light, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, the sun was streaming down the valley.
Yeah. Well, up there, when it was behind the mountain, you could see the shadow of the mountain coming out like that, which is a little bit special.
Brilliant. Well, we've had a little bit of a discussion about some fears about wild camping without going into any details. And we're doing well, apparently. We're doing well. That's all that we need to say. We're doing well.
Yes,
so it's good.
Yes.
It's good.
Yes.
We've got a bit more beer. Have you got another beer?
I have.
You got so I'm getting through this one.
Ghastly
Are you going to cope with a little bit of custard and apple pies? Yeah,
that's why I'm here.
Well, I see.
That's
so
we
might need to move into pudding time. So you've had your
I've had my.
Did
my
that go down well?
spaghetti.
Was that good?
It did. It's plenteous.
Yeah.
There was maybe a bit too much of it.
Oh well,
but,
fair enough.
One doesn't like to leave any sort of waste. So, but yeah, I think I've got room for a bit of custard.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
We like custard. Do we like custard?
I like custard.
Oh, we do. We
I
like
know
custard.
You do.
I do. Well, it's snuggle up in bedtime, really. We've had a good afternoon. We spent rather longer in the Bear Hotel than we had originally planned, but it was good to just kind of catch up and do some planning for our trip up to Table Mountain here, really. So what have we done? We've talked about Hedley and his first experience in the evening, and the fact that he was finding it different, very much different, to be up on a high point in the hills when the light was going, rather than heading back down to sort of ground level, but staying high and watching the sun go down and the lights of the town begin to twinkle. And of course that's different, isn't it? So I guess I don't think I take it for granted, but it's fairly routine for me to be up high for a camp. But however, I've done washing up and sorted things out, a few things on charge, popped out, final check. I hope you like watching the sort of sunset and the twinkly lights come up over and around Quick Hell. Just then, it's time for me to say night night, really. So catch you in the morning. Night. What a lovely location. I don't think I've said good morning to you yet, so let me say now, good morning. Well, we are up. We are actually almost, well, Hedley is packed. It's just Warren here, lagging behind a little bit. We've had a good night. And the views this morning, I did manage to catch the sunrise at whatever that was, just about 4 o'clock, I think. So hope you've enjoyed the little sunrise moment there. We're just looking down onto Crickhowl and the valley there, glorious sunshine, and we can actually see the horseshoe, at least this end of it, in the distance, just below the cloud. Coffee, porridge, all done, packed up, rubbish bag together. Just the last thing is the tent now. Nice and dry, but I'll give it an airing. Always give the tent a good airing once it's been used before putting it away too long. On the way down, we're going to go down and around and enjoy this kind of loopy path for a change. Going to chat with Hedley. I'm going to quiz him about his experience for his first wild camp on any kind of altitude.
Thoroughly
yeah, we'll
thoroughly enjoy.
I'll quiz you about that.
Yes.
Pack up time though. Tent next. What a fantastic view. So Lambert. How do you...
I think it's clammy.
I can't be doing that. Lambert and Sugarloaf. Yeah, and just in the last sort of 15 minutes, just as we've been chatting again, the sun has just kind of opened up this valley. It is beautiful. Little patchwork quilt of the various colours of green. We could stay here all day, but we're not. We're not. We're pretty well ready to roll. So we're going to take the trail down. Hedley and I will have a chat about his experience on the mountain. So we've just come off the top of Table Mountain sort of plateau using this east sort of entrance exit route. I've not been here for very many years. I don't really remember it, but clearly this is the sort of official old route from the top of the plateau in the old sort of hill fort days around here through that cut, and we're going to follow the trail around and skirt around. It's kind of a curved route, and I suppose back in their day this route would have been suitable for ponies and horses to carry goods up and down to the hill fort community. Crickhowl, beautiful. We are heading down this easy grade, and I'm going to challenge Hedley now to kind of come up with a couple of points that he thinks he's sort of picked up from experience rather than just in theory in preparation for this adventure. So Hedley, so what do you think you've picked up in practice?
Well, yeah, so first things first, and learned this from you, is that temperature is everything.
Yeah.
So you taught me to layer up, over layer, and then as you're too warm, you remove layers, and it's far better than doing it the other way around.
Yeah, once we pitched.
Yeah.
So not on the climb, but once we pitched.
The temperature difference when you shut the inner tent door is incredible. I was very, very warm last night, but as soon as I cracked the door, it got very cold. The other thing was organising my tent. I think I've probably taught myself this, is that I've now managed to sort of actively manage what goes where and when to start packing up. So, you know, pack one thing away every minute or so after you wake up. I'm no longer...
Where are you going with this?
I'm no longer intimidated by the lack of a bathroom in the wild. Let's just leave that one.
Yeah, that's enough detail.
So I'm now proficient at gardening. I think they're kind of the main points, I think. But yeah, and I think the one last thing I'd say is don't be in a rush to do anything. I know we were very lucky with the weather, and I know it could have been raining and windy and cold all at the same time, but you've got to do things right.
Yes.
So don't rush up the mountain. Don't rush putting your tent up. I was certainly rushed and put it on a bump, which I wish I hadn't done. But yeah, they're the main things. And don't be intimidated. Just sort of keep a level head, and look out for any sort of concerns. But yeah, and more than anything, enjoy the view when you wake up.
Oh, so true. Yeah. If you can. Yeah. And indeed today we have been able to.
Yes. Well, I popped out in the middle of the night, and it was startling coming out the tent and looking down and seeing lights beneath me, way hundreds and hundreds of feet, thousands of feet down in the valley.
Thousands of feet.
So yes, it was a unique experience, and I plan to make it not a unique experience.
To be repeated.
To be repeated.
Well, there's the thing then, isn't it?
Thank you so much.
No, it's good. We've had a good trip.
Yeah.
And we've got a little bit more to do. We'll do a concluding bit in a short time.
In a pub, no doubt.
Maybe in a pub. It doesn't have the drama, but this is a practical path.
But it's a practical path.
And I can just imagine cattle, horses, you know, if they had horses. Yeah. They might not have had horses. It might have been just kind of ponies or
could be
donkeys.
Could be, but
I don't know what.
This is definitely a sort of some sort of either a droving route for sheep.
Sure, yeah.
Or something for animals anyway, whether be it ponies, horses. But yeah, I think this probably would have been the main route up. Yeah. Rather than the steep bit up there.
We're back at this little gate just above the old farmstead that's being redeveloped all under the tree. So I've got another question for Hedley now.
Oh.
Yeah, we're just through the little gate back there, looking down onto the farmstead. I've got another question for Hedley. This time, Hedley, what sort of preparation, thoughts, planning, ideas and thoughts did we have while we were planning this adventure this time?
Well, while we were planning it, I did a semi-wild camping trip to help me, but I think with regards to this trip, first of all, location. It's somewhere that you and I both know. We've been here together before.
True, yeah. So we've done the loop, we know the area. Yep.
Secondly, the views. I mean, the views are amazing, and to open a tent door to that view is incredible. So we planned that. There was also the fact that you've got options in bad weather, so you can camp on the side of the hill fort rather than on top.
Yeah.
So we've taken that into account. And I think lastly, probably the most important one for my first wild camp is that we did it in summer. So it was an enjoyable experience. Rather than a harrowing experience. Those all lay ahead.
And it is all part of the planning, isn't it? So we have liaised and worked that through, these points through.
We have.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've come through that little farmstead there and walking down this gravelly track, which really does mean we're at the end of our adventure. We've got a bit of a boring trot down to Crickhow down the road, but blah, we'll just chatter away and it'll happen.
There's a coffee or a beer.
There is a coffee, a bit early for a beer.
It is, isn't it?
But yeah. Well, guys, thank you for following along with this adventure. Hedley and I have had a great trip, and he's been very thoughtful about some of the feedback and ideas that he has kind of put together based on his experience of our trip. So I hope you found some of that useful. If you've got some other tips or bits of advice, do pop them in the comments and share. That would be really useful. There'll be a link to Hedley's channel, and I'm sure he'll put his video out before me. I am always a little bit behind. In the description notes below, so do take a look there. And of course, Hedley, you'll know Hedley Thorne's name anyway from his photography fame, stills and drone work. Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
So we've had a good time.
Brilliant time.
Yeah. Well, from the sunny Brecon Beacons here in South Wales, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you again for watching, and bye for now.